It's a pleasure to have you as our guest this week. And we'll first of all kick it off with who the person Bright Asamoah Brefo is. Just briefly tell us about yourself, Honorable.
Bright Asamoah Brefo is a member of Parliament representing the good people of Bibiani-Anhwiaso-Bekwai constituency. I'm here on the ticket of NDC. I made an attempt to become a member of Parliament in 2012 when I was in the United States. I came down to contest the primaries, and then I went ahead to contest the general election, but unfortunately I lost. So I contested again the 2024 general election, and by God's grace, I got a nod of my people. So as I'm sitting in my office, I represent the good people of the Bibiani-Anhwiaso-Bekwai constituency.
Great. We'll go into activities in Parliament this week. Considering your background as somebody who has stayed in the US, that will come into play later in the conversation. But what motivated you to get into politics?
I have had a passion of politics since my school days. When I was in Legon, I was the Legon Hall representative of NDC. So I've had a great stint in politics. So I was hoping to get to the ultimate. For me, being a member of Parliament is getting to the ultimate. So that motivated me to come. And also, my constituents, a good number of them had confidence in me. So they actually encouraged me to move all the way from the United States to come and contest. So I have the passion, and I also have the support of my constituents.
The Member of Parliament for Asin South, the Reverend John Intim-Fojo, made a statement on the floor of Parliament, bringing to fore some issues of human rights violations in terms of the recent implementation of some immigration policies by the U.S. government. As somebody who has lived in the U.S. before, what can you say about these recent actions by the U.S. government?
Yeah, in the U.S., we have two major parties. Two major political ideologies. We have the Democrats and then we have the Republicans. In fact, with the Republicans, their politics, some of them are essentially geared towards reducing immigrants in America. So if you observe, anytime they get a chance to rule the country, they target the immigrants. That they think that America going down in might, they think that the number of immigrants are responsible for that. So anytime they get the chance to rule, they try to come out with policy to reduce the immigrants. And in the United States, when you are able to get to United States, there is no policy that an immigration officer or a military or a policeman will ask of your papers. They don't do that. And that has encouraged many people to go to the United States on a visa and they refuse to come back. So oftentimes they have challenges with these immigrants. And the Democrats will do this. They will create a pathway for people to get regularized in their stay. But with the Republicans, they embark on policy to flush them out. So that is what we are witnessing now.
Talking about the implications on people like Ghanaians who have been impacted, where do you think all of this puts us? What are some of the reasons accounting for this, for people thinking that I need to be in America by all means, and what do we need to do to deal with this situation, even if it is necessary for people to even go to America at all? The need for this to be more legal.
Yeah, one thing is that we often talk about illegal immigrants. But one thing we fail to ask is what caused people to leave Ghana or Africa to America. It all boils down to hopelessness, mismanagement of the economy, and people not having social protection and social intervention. So we think that if you are able to go outside, then we get the greener pasture that we all hope for. But if you get to America, you see that it's not all that rosy. It's not that you go and then you just be picking dollars on the floor or on the way. But it's hard work. Now, you see, I went there because I had the opportunity to win the American lottery. So I went to the United States with all my family. And the reason why I went there in the first place was to be able to continue my education, to do my master's over there. In fact, if you have regularized stay, like some of us who went there on the back of U.S. lottery, you can have access to a lot of opportunities, like schooling, job, and other things. But people go in there without proper documentation and getting somebody else's paper to work. It's not easy over there, So more or less, it puts a burden on the social amenities of the country, and some of them, because they are not properly documented, they indulge in all kinds of social vices, But you see, we have to put our acts together as a country so that the people will believe in the governance system of the country, so that they prefer to live in the country. People go there out of hopelessness. In fact, if you have proper governance structures in Ghana, and people have better social protection, and then people have, proper judicial system, I don't think people who find themselves in America, a very good number of them will not be in America by then. But when you don't have proper governance structures, you don't have social protection, the costs have been infiltrated by politicians or partisanship. You see, you lose hope, and you think that going outside will inure to your benefit. People sell all the kinds of their properties and then they go outside. But that is not the best. And I believe that when we put things in order and people have jobs, like the president is promising the 24-hour economy, when it takes off and people have jobs, I don't think many people risk going to America.
So you share the belief that in the long run, policies like the 24-hour economy will be a panacea to this mass exodus?
Yes, one thing is that people go there to seek greener pastures. People go there because they are jobless. People go there to seek employment over there. But when we put things together, and then when the structure of the economy is shaped well, and people come out of school and they can get job, why? They will not be forced to go there. Not everybody likes to go there. You see, about 80% of the people who go outside, because it's driven by lack of, proper things here, So the 24-hour economy seeks to create more jobs to the jobless. So if you are, people go to America, people who have won lottery, they go to America, and I've seen a good number of them returning to the country because here they think they can make it, especially those who have better jobs here, when they go, they just get their green card, get their national security card, and they give those documents to others to work over there, and they return to do work here. You know, what causes that? Because they know that if you are in Ghana and you have a better job, you feel comfortable. You are in your comfort zone than going to America, breathe all these draconian weathers and stuff like that. You know, so we believe that if we are able to put our house together as a country, this issue of illegal immigrants. Remember, not everyone is being driven away from America by Trump administration. The target is to flush out the illegal immigrants. You know, why do you have to go to somebody else's country illegally? You know, if you go there on a visa, if you go there on a visa and the visa expires, you have to come back. Now, people refuse to come back because they don't have any hope in their country of origin, so they prefer to stay there, even under harsh condition. And at the end of the day, the policy will catch up.
The issue of the work of the Ghanaian foreign missions, in terms of what they have to do to help even those, both the legals and the illegals, to make sure that they are more comfortable, and even when they are supposed to come back. What are some of the things that the foreign missions need to do to help Ghanaians out there? And also when they come, what are some of the things that government need to do to ensure that they reintegrate proper?
You see, countries have embassies in foreign countries for a purpose, you know, to represent the country over there. And when you are representing your country in a foreign land, you know, people who come from the country of origin, you have to take care of them. You also have the responsibility to make sure that Ghanaians abroad are treated well. When some of them get into trouble, you go into their needs. But what we experience is that even common passport, when someone's passport gets lost, it takes a head of time for that passport to be replaced, you see. And then without passport, you see, you can't get back, you know. So I think they have to up their game and make sure that their mandate, you know, they are up to their mandate over there. And then, you see, in Ghana, we have to put in place, you know, social intervention, so that when people get deported, you know, they can be integrated speedily. They fear that people will come and then they'll become a laughing stock. That is preventing people from coming. There are people in America who want to come back to the country, but because there is no you know, policies in place to make sure that we take care of our own who have been deported, that is creating a problem, you see. So I will urge the government to make sure that these people coming from abroad to the country have been part and parcel of the country's fabric. So they have to put in place certain mechanism to get them integrated into the society very well. And when that happens, you know, what Trump is doing. Now, you see, if you have up and doing embassy, they should know the number of people who are in America, you see, and those who are staying there illegally. Because after all, most of them go there on a valid visa, but the visa will expire and then they keep staying there. And then the embassy should know the number of people whose visa has elapsed, you know, so that they either find a way of reaching out to them, you know, assisting them. Some of them may, I don't know, but they will assist them to come back and get integrated. You see, people will go to America, especially the the professionals. You go there, and then once your visa expires, you become an illegal immigrant over there. But your services are being needed in the country. You see, so I think that we should have a holistic view of the whole situation, and we also have to, you see, the problem starts with our governance structure, how we are able to function as a country, and how we are able to improve the economy. Look at the education system. We are too much focused on educating people, without the corresponding interest in creating avenue for people to get jobs. You see, this imbalance is a problem. If you go to Lowdown now, when I was in Lowdown, there was this program that we will visit America and come back. You see how people rush, not because we want to go and then see and feel America, but because to go there and work. Meanwhile, the country has spent huge sums of money in educating you, So I think that we, the politicians, I think we have to, put our act together and make sure that we govern the country and govern it well, so that this appetite of people going outside to stay there will not be there.
Thank you. So let's talk about Bibiani and your quest to be their representative. How has Parliament been so far? 1 month. How has the experience been so far? And what is the dream for your constituency?
As a matter of fact, it's been an exciting experience in Parliament. It's a place that you get to know the big man you see on the television, you interact with them, get more ideas. In fact, the constituents, they have different view of you of being a member of Parliament. But you see, if you come to Parliament here, more or less you are defined, as a legislator. As a legislator. But back home, people define you as an agent of development. You see, so you are forced to lobby for developmental projects, even though that is not your primary goal. But before we get in here, we thought that, I'll build this, I'll build that, I'll build this, I'll build that. But when you get in here and you see what we do here, it is more of being a legislator.
That's a reality check.
Yes, a legislator than, getting projects to the, So, but you are forced to do that. So we have to be moving from one ministry to another. Now that we are forming our government, now that the president has nominated the ministers, some are yet to be vetted, especially the deputies, So the government hasn't started functioning properly. But when the government starts functioning properly, that is where we'll be moving to the ministries, for projects. So sometimes you see the chamber will be empty, but if you get stuck in this chamber, then that developmental project upon which you campaign, that will not be in a reality. So it's a way of balancing the thing. So I think it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's a very good opportunity to serve your people.
So, in the next 4 years, what are your plans for Bibiani? How are you even working towards achieving some of these plans?
One thing is that I campaign on a lot of promises. One of them happens to be that women, most women. January traders. And then when it comes to women going to the bank to access loans, they don't normally get the loans. They don't normally get the loans because they lack collateral security. So the president promised that he will establish National Women Development Bank to aid or to facilitate the women getting access to loans, soft loans. Yeah, I also said that I will make sure I facilitate that. And, the government hasn't started a lot of things yet. Yet, the women need loans. Because in Bibiani, one of the occasions that we celebrate the most is 6 March. 6 March. Because it has a historical antecedent to that. Kwame Nkrumah visited his relatives over there, and then he chose to celebrate the 6th March in Bibiani. And ever since, it has become a festival. Mostly celebrated. People in the diaspora, they all come and celebrate. So when I was campaigning, I promised that this festival, which is celebrated on a day, I'll make sure it is celebrated in a week. So now I am a member of parliament, and I have to make good my promise. So what I'm doing is that I've put in place a joint committee, my committee and administrative committee. So it's a joint committee working on the 1 week long celebration, which is going to have a commercial undertone to it. So I decided to make sure I get money to as many women as possible, so that they will take advantage of the commercialization of the 6th March and make some money. So that is what I did the last week. I spent about 350,000 Ghana cedis on them. Yeah, giving them 2,000 Ghana cedis to be able to work with. So about 450 women benefited from that program.
And your belief is that in the long run, this is going to help the economy of Bibiani?
Yeah, sure. That is why I have, the reason why I have commercialized the occasion is to make sure that the local economy gets booming. And, when these people, like a seed money, they are working with it. So when the National Women Development Bank sets off, then based upon how they've been able to work, then I get loan for them so that they will expand.
Okay. So before we leave you, Honorable, the next 4 years, what is your vision and what should your people expect from you? Briefly.
Oh yes, like I told you that I campaign on a lot of promises. The one being that we have a long street in Bibiani from Line Sumkwanta to the roundabout. I promise that I will dualize that street, and then where there are vehicular and human traffic, I'll make sure I mount traffic lights over there. And then, we have a very large Muslim communities in Bibiani-Anhwiaso-Bekwai, and the whole of Western North, we don't have this Islamic secondary school. So I promise that by the end of my term, I'll make sure we have Islamic secondary school over there. There's another big town apart from Bibiani called Sefi-Bekwai. Sefi-Bekwai, they also have 4 junction, very precarious, situation out there, in terms of safety. So I also promise that I'll build this traffic like over there. And they need modernized market. They need modernized market. So we set aside the land, a parcel of land, when we're in government, hoping to build market for them. That land is still there. The previous administration didn't touch it. So I'm hoping that by the time I leave office, Sefi-Bekwai should get a modernized market.